Welcome to Glasgow Apollo Live with Scott and Andy.
Good evening and welcome to Glasgow Apollo Live. I've got my new microphone, Andy. Isn't it nice?
Lovely.
The enthusiasm is high as normal. Welcome, everyone.
Mate,
Well,
palpable.
You can feel it. It's like just before a gig at the Apollo. It's crackling with excitement. So welcome to the show, everybody. Thanks very much for tuning in once again. This is show 66.
Six.
Oh, we need another 6. We've got a song.
Yeah.
But it's I still can't believe it's been going on for so long. But anyway, thanks for staying with us, everybody. And
Sure, mate. Sure.
it's amazing. You know, I was believe it or not, I was listening to some of our old shows.
Are they just as good as this?
Just as good, mate. I'll tell you, they're right up there.
Mate, we've set a low standard that we're achieving every week.
Absolutely.
What am I doing? Oh, that's right.
And no, but I was quite. It was quite nice because I listened. What I did was right. This is really geeky. I listened to the same show from the same week a year ago.
Right.
And you know what? We were much better. We're definitely average now, I think.
Right. Okay. Good.
Which is, I think that's quite a good step. Anyway, Route 66 tonight. I hope you enjoy it, folks. What have you been up to this week?
Nothing.
Nothing. What are you wearing? Is that an Apollo t-shirt you've got on? No, it's not, is it?
No.
What is it? Ah, right, okay. Where's that?
You don't even know what that is. That you should just give in your Scottish bloody citizenship, mate.
I've been away. I'm no longer acceptable as a Scotsman, apparently.
You've been away.
I've been away for 25 years, mate. I'm not allowed to vote or anything in Scotland. It doesn't matter because I live in the bloody Ingerland.
It's Craig Lang. It's actually.
He's just touching his microphone now. He's just making a noise.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's the Klansman.
I know the idea, but I can't quite remember. Where?
The pub in Stillgame.
How would I know? I've not seen Still Game.
Exactly, mate. Terrible.
You know, I've not quite got to that level of Scottish culture. Well, anyway, have you been listening to any music?
Lots of music, mate.
Anything that's not on the list for the gigs at the Apollo this week?
Yes. Do you want me to tell you?
Yes, please.
Wet Leg again.
Wet Leg again.
I've been listening to some Elastica and
cool.
To some Sleeper.
Oh, they're a good band. I like them.
They're related.
Yeah.
And some other stuff.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's not too
Lots
bad.
of other stuff.
Well, I had a bit of a, you know this because I told you, but I had a bit of a father and sons moment. Samantha's away this week. She's off having a break, and I thought, right, we're going to watch some films. So we ended up watching this thing, Metal Lords, on Netflix.
Yes.
Have you seen it yet?
No, not yet. I saw the first maybe 2 minutes.
Clearly, there's a spelling mistake. It says "metal up your ass." It should be "metal up your arse." I mean, that's clearly wrong. I don't know what they're thinking over there. And the lassie is Scottish. The wee actress there is Scottish.
Is she Scottish?
I think she's
not
from
playing Scottish, but she's doing English.
No, she starts with an American accent, and then as the film goes on, she gets more and more Leith.
Yeah.
It's quite funny, but she's meant to be Scottish in the film. But I don't know what was going on with the director.
Is that because there's more sweary words?
Well, there's a lot of sweary words in it. I tell you what, the C word's all over it, which is really quite surprising because it's a kid's sort of rite of passage type film. But no, I enjoyed it. It's not bad. It's not as good as School of Rock or some of these other what's that? Still Crazy, which is my favourite rock and roll film. But it's pretty good. It's all right, and if it's kind of classic sort of, you know, why folk get into rock music story. So no, I quite enjoyed it. It was all right. It was fine.
I thought it was a series for some reason.
Well, it kind of looks as if it could be, and it wouldn't surprise me if it actually ended up as a series. But apart from that, I did that, and one of my boys, Bertie, who the Zoomers will know because he usually appears during the Zoom call. He loved it. He's been running around the house going, "Rock and roll will never die," and William's more into, shall we say, lounge music,
games.
No, the wee red-haired guy. I keep slagging him off, but I can never remember.
No.
He's into him. It's like, oh, don't do this, Rory. No, Rory. He's not Rory's my big one. What's his name again? But what's his name? William. Anyway, so if you've not been here before, this is the standard. But if you've not been joined us before, and I know there's a LinkedIn group joining us tonight, which is fantastic. Could you put your name and where you're tuning in from in the chat, because we like to know where everybody's coming from. So before we get right into the show, mate, let's just look at all these. Oh gosh, there's loads of comments as usual. That's fantastic. And I like to give everybody a name check because it really means a lot to us that you tune in. John Calman. You've been on your travels, John. I've been watching you again. Well done in getting to the show, because you've been right up north at Mallaig, I think, and back again. So thanks for coming in, John. Really do appreciate the support you give the show.
For 12 quid.
For 12, I know, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Fiona's here. Hello, Fiona. Nice to see you again. Doug from across the water. Hi, Doug. How you doing? Derek.
Is he in Rossi?
Is
he in Rossi?
God. It's going to be one of those nights. It's not going to go well.
Well,
Doug,
you know the starting position.
Well, absolutely.
So.
I know John's just said get your kicks on show 66. Well done. I thought of that as well, John, but it's quite good. I've actually been listening to Billy Connolly's Route 66 audiobook. It's a lot better than the TV show. It's brilliant. It really is good. The press says, hi, guys and girls. How you doing, Prof? Tony's here. Hello again, Scott and Andy and the good music lovers from Tony in sunny EK. Lovely. Ian Bamford's in. Hello, Ian. How you doing? Evening all. Ricky's here. Hello, Glasgow Polo Live. Good to see you as always, fella. I know, Fiona. I haven't seen Still Game. I honestly have not even seen an episode. I've seen the odd clip, like the one with the ice cream van when the two wee boys come up and she shows them.
That wasn't Still Game.
Was it not? See, I don't even know what I'm talking about. See, what was it? Was it Rab C. Nesbitt? Oh dear, I'm disappointed. I'm not. Dave Wilson's in. Hi, Dave.
You're letting yourself down. You're letting your family down.
You're
letting your country down.
I'll get to it. I will. I'll get to it when I have a spare 20 hours. I'll get to it. Facebook user. Oh, it's Boots. Hello, how you doing, Boots? Good to see you. So you've been causing trouble again this week, Boots. Well done. Raymond Jim Sullivan's in. Hi, Raymond. Good evening to all. Good to be back. Note to teacher for recent absence. I think so, and I hope you're drinking tonight, mate, because it's been very odd having a sober Raymond. Even with green hair, it's been very odd having you sober on the Zoom calls. Chris is in. Hi, Chris. How you doing? I hope you're okay, Chris. Bon, hello. How you doing? Good to see you, Tommy. You'll be a happy boy at the moment with the football. And Pete's just joined us. Hello. How you doing? What's that say? Oh, what is that? My ma was nipping my nut. Yep, I understand that. Yep. Oh, you're talking about that game, like that bloody show again. This is. I'm gonna have to watch it, Andy. I'm gonna have to watch it.
Well, you should.
It's gonna have to happen. The thing is, I don't know. I've got a list as long as my bloody arm. The thing I need to watch. Now this is going to be dead easy because hardly anybody played this week. Look.
Oh, there's a few played.
Huh? Not that many.
Not that many. There's heaps. Right.
Okay. And we're off.
And we're off. Right. Mike Rodson. He played Wednesday, the 19th of April.
Oh, he's doing his Bangladeshi accent again.
Stop.
Aye.
That's racist, mate.
You talk. Why is it racist?
It's Welsh.
It's an accurate depiction of how you sound.
Is it? Okay.
Aye.
Mike Rodson, he played headliner Wednesday, April the 17th, 1974.
Did you see the comments?
I did. I said that. Saw that. I think it was Derek put some stuff up about it, and people said that wasn't that good.
No, even Derek said it wasn't that good. I think Derek's a big fan as well, isn't he? So it was And John McCormack said he was surprised how nervous he looked.
Well, you would be. You haven't got your
superstars next to him. Yeah. But and he was
but you had Mick Rolfs in the back there, I think.
Is that right? Was that who was in the background? Was it? I didn't know he was drumming. I didn't know he drummed for him. Didn't know that.
He doesn't drum. He's a guitarist.
I mean, oh God, I'm not informed tonight. I need a drink, mate. I need a drink.
Yeah.
I need a drink.
I don't know if Mick Rolfs was there, but
right, okay.
Quite possibly should have been. Bad Company.
Some folk enjoyed it. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. Some folk would, some folk wouldn't. It's like life, mate. Some like it, some don't. I'm coming out. I've been a bit Marvin. I can tell you why. But
oh yeah, well, here we go.
Bad Company played and the Darien Spirit. I listened to Bad Company this week. Obviously,
you listen to Bad Company every week.
Yeah, I know, but I made a special effort this week to listen to Bad Company. Good. Listen to Deep Purple as well. Coincidentally, they played April the 22nd and April the 21st, 1974, supported by Elf. With,
yes.
Mr. Dio singing. I listened to their album as well. It was very good. And I think it was a little bit Deep Purple light, but any rock band with a Hammond organ, guitar, and great singer.
Yeah. I think those Elf albums are really good. I like those albums, mate. I mean, I've listened to them all now, and I think they're very good albums, the Elf albums.
Yeah. They're not Deep Purple or Rainbow, but they're not bad.
No, they're good, though. I like them.
But I listened to one about Chicago or something. Can't remember, or something. So that was good. That was when the Deep Purple were touring around the Burn album. Good album, although you probably don't like it.
I wonder why.
Because mate, it's got great songs on it. Burn, what a song! Mistreated.
I remember Mac. You remember Mac's Apollo Memory video? It was very good, and he was at that gig, wasn't he? He liked it.
Yeah, I had a wee bit of footage as well from there.
Yeah.
Yes, and Griffin played 2 nights, April the 18th and April the 19th, 1975. Sorry, yes, didn't listen to you, although I really should have, because...
What are Griffin like?
Don't know. I think...
Because I heard a couple of folks saying they liked them. I think it was John, actually.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll write that down and investigate.
Griffin. I mean, I suspect there was footage. I think there was that sort of vibe.
I don't know. It might have been footage.
So I think there was maybe some of that going on.
Actually,
I've got a wee picture now. Hang on.
Oh, you have?
Okay. I've got a wee picture coming on. There's footage. I knew there'd be footage. It was, I guess, with a name like Griffin, it would hardly be heavy metal, would it? There they are. Look. There's all sorts of stuff going on there.
Whoa. Oboes.
Yeah, cool. We don't see an oboe very often, do you? No.
Is that guy playing an axe? Could be.
He's the first axeman ever, literally.
Mad axeman now.
Yeah.
Don't know. Was it a walking stick or a gun? Something like that.
They all look quite happy in that picture. I suspect they were quite well refreshed, or were perhaps enjoying some substances like tobacco or something.
Probably happy just to be outside the house.
That's it. Maybe they're in lockdown, mate. Maybe they're in lockdown.
Out the barn. The Small Faces played Sunday, April the 17th, 1977. I believe this wasn't a great show, because I saw some people saying that wasn't a great show. Sackbutts and Crumhorns. That's what John McCalman says. That's what they played. Chris Welsh. There's no need to be insulting. You shouldn't call people bassoon. That's fine.
Oh dear.
Terrible, mate. You shouldn't be calling that. You should be ban-hammered for that. That's terrible.
I quite like that.
Yeah, bassoon. The Commodores.
Heard of them?
Yeah, the Commodores and 3 Ounces of Love played
3 Ounces of Love.
Mm.
What do you think 3 Ounces of Love was metaphorical for?
10cc.
Yeah, could have been. Could have been the same vibe.
3 ounces the same as 10
Essentially,
ounces?
I have no idea.
Or is it a spoonful?
It could be that.
See, so
Somebody will
so
tell us, I'm sure. But
yeah,
okay, listener, what were 3 ounces of love all about? What was that all about?
yeah. Commodores and 3 ounces of love played Wednesday, April the 19th, 1978.
Fiona's giving it some feedback. Crap sex, perhaps.
I don't know. But I wouldn't know.
No, I know. Oh,
I wouldn't know, Fiona. Don't know
oh
me.
dear.
Sorry. Just young fella myself. The 3 degrees. That would have been a better. The 3 degrees and the Commodore should have done a good together.
Right,
April the 19th, 1979.
Frank Lynch loved them. He was a big fan.
3 degrees.
Yeah, I know it's.
Oh, right, I thought it was Diana Ross. He's a big fan.
But he liked the 3 degrees as well.
Right.
So he was good at booking gigs. We'll give him that. Yeah.
Okay. Def Leppard, Colossus, and Magnum played April the 19th, 1980.
Fabulous.
Saturday night. Big rockin' night, Glasgow. Def Leppard. Good album, that one, On Through the Night. I like it.
It was a terrific album. I mean, I would love to have been at that gig because they were about 12 or something when they did that gig, weren't they? They were very young.
Yeah, 11 maybe.
But they were very AC/DC, wasn't it? But they really rocked. It's a bloody good album. It's a strong album.
They were AC/DC and Queen.
Yeah. I think that's fairly accurate, mate.
Like the Darkness. AC/DC and Queen.
Yes, I think they're really doing well at the moment. Some of this, have you seen his podcast?
Yeah,
he's like really funny.
He's good. Now he has a good podcast.
Yeah, and
he has a good stream. He does.
He's very good. Yeah, he doesn't need to go and see the doctor. His stream's excellent. Yeah,
he's probably got a mic like yours as well.
Yeah. But you can actually sing and play guitar as well. So
at the same time.
He does, and he actually knows about music, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, he's
he doesn't think Mick Rodson's a drummer, for example.
Or Mick Ralph's, even.
I was kidding. Go on.
All right, okay, sorry. Can never know when you're wrong.
No, I know, because I just talk nonsense most of the time.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe that I do speaking for a living, would you? I mean, do you think DJs do this sort of thing? Do you think you guys they do actually? I've heard them talk nonsense.
They just make it up.
They just make it up, yeah. Some qualified. It's fine.
Well, and here's a call from Sarah in South Kendall.
Tony Robin, Lost My Cherry, first gig, Def Leppard and Magnum, brilliant. That is not bad.
Wow,
that is not a bad first gig, mate. I'd like that.
I'm glad he continued on with the first gig, Def Leppard and Magnum. It's like, okay, Anthony, that's good. You lost your cherry. Thanks very much. Thanks for letting us know. Okay. Neil Sedaka, April the 20th, 1981. Quickly followed on by the Girls' School with A to Z. And that was April the 22nd, 1981. Should have listened to Girls' School this week instead of what I was listening to. Leo Sayer, he played Saturday, April the 16th, 1983. I'll go back to Girls' School. I think a fair few people went to that and commented and said it was a good gig. I don't know.
I saw them, but it was later on. I think it was 83. I saw them at the Apollo.
Right. I don't know if it would be a big seller, but
no, but there wasn't in 83. There was only a handful of us at that gig.
Yeah, so probably even less then.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Would have been a good gig.
They were a good rock and roll band, and she was what's her name? She was good. I mean, she died, didn't she? Poor thing.
Pardon me. Is it Kelly?
Kelly, yeah, she was excellent, and she really had a presence about her. She was quite a good guitar player as well, and a good voice.
Johnson. Someone will let me know. Let us know. Leo Sayer, again, he's done 2 nights already. April the 16th, 1983. He'd be going well in 83. I don't know if that's not his peak, but he'd be doing good stuff.
Oh, he'd be doing good. He'd be good then.
I think that this one. Maybe this one was recorded for
River Records.
I've
not heard that. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Have you? He's a great singer. He's a brilliant singer. He's a funny man, but he's a
great singer and a great entertainer.
He's
He's been
in
doing it for.
Australasia. He's in your neck of the bananas these days, isn't he? He lives down there somewhere.
He is, but I think he's going back up to the UK. Go back up to the UK for a tour sometime.
God, he must. Is this Leo Zimmer on tour? God, he must be about 150-year-old.
I'd be 75, 6. Something like that.
Right, okay.
Wait, Gigi, I watched a clip of Roger Daltrey the other day.
Yeah.
Singing Blue Eyes. No. Behind Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
And 78.
Yeah.
Not bad. Still going. It's not the same as he was, but he's still pretty good. Better than
Other political persuasions do exist apart from that knob. But anyway.
All right. I don't know much about it.
Oh God.
I'm down here, mate.
I would go and see him if he wasn't such a. Oh God. Anyway, but because I've never seen the Who. Never seen the Who. And I do love the Who, but I just can't go and see him because he's just a knob. Sorry if anyone's a Who fan, and I guess you shouldn't really mix the two things. So anyway, okay.
Yeah. Marvin Hagler versus Thomas Hearns.
We shall come back to that one, mate.
Simulcast.
Yeah.
Big fight.
Massive fight. Yeah.
Big. That would have been a big good night.
Let's part that for a sec. We'll come back to that in a minute, Andy.
Yeah. All right.
There's
but I just remembered what else I listened to this week. I listened to. I think I told you like 7 Gentle Giant albums.
Oh, so you did? Yes. What was that like?
And I survived. Yeah, it was all right. It was good. Some of it I really liked, and some of it I did not dislike. So
yeah,
there's nothing I went.
Taste, aren't there?
Yeah, there's nothing I went. This is rubbish.
Yes.
Although there's a fair few odd harmonies and medieval type. But it's good though. I enjoyed it.
You can imagine Gentle Giant are an example of where you sometimes don't get it with contemporary music, where a band would sit down and spend weeks trying to come up with an interesting riff or an interesting bridge or they were obviously twiddle masters. I mean, they went way beyond, but they're very, very clever band, Andy.
Well, it was 3 brothers.
Yeah.
And I think the middle brother, he was born in the Gorbals.
He's a Scotsman, that's right, yeah.
Well, he's born in Scotland. He lived here for 2 years, then he went back to Pitt. He moved. He's not really Scottish as such.
He's as Scottish as Angus and Malcolm, and more Scottish than Rod Stewart.
Right enough, but he's got a very broad not very broad, but he's got a Portsmouth accent. And he's very, very influential in music.
Mm. Well, is it his son that's the guy who's
does prog stuff?
His boy's quite interesting because what he did was he basically got the rights of all the music, and he's sort of relaunched Gentle Giant as a brand, if you like. If you go into Gentle Giant, it's really interesting. A lot of bands could learn from Gentle Giant because what they had their whole record. They never made it. They never became that famous. They had a few tours that went okay, but then he remastered all the albums. And he got Steve Wilson, or the artist formerly known as Steve Wilson, after his last album, but to come in and produce a couple of the albums and made a hell of a good job of them. And they've actually made I believe they've done really well out of it. And
they did. Good.
They get quoted a lot as influential. So I think they're really interesting. I think they're pretty
good
cool.
Band. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
Enjoyed it.
So we've got just some comments have flooded in here, mate. Ian Bamford, I always like this. Deep Coverdale featuring David cover version and Glenn, the voice of rock. Yes. Have you guys heard the guys who are in this new Whitesnake band? I mean, David cover version can't sing, right? He used to be a great singer. He can't sing anymore. There's a guy in the band who's better than David Coverdale at being David Coverdale. What's his name again? I've forgotten his name. Oh, it's going straight in my head. What's his name?
Chelsea. We talked about it last week.
Unbelievable, yeah. Unbelievable. So, yeah. I think that's quite a good idea.
I thought you were talking about the band who've got the guy from Inglorious singing with them.
No.
You heard them?
I haven't. He's meant to be a right knob, that
Iconic.
guy. All right, okay. Well, I think he's got a bit
a
of
guy
Glenn
from
Gould.
Whitesnake. It's got a guy from Whitesnake in it.
All right, okay.
Two guys. Tommy Aldridge is in it.
All right, okay. All right.
Two long-haired guitarists. A guy from Striper, I think, or some.
Flanking hell.
Yeah.
There's a name from the past. Stripe.
Marco, someone. I don't know.
Tell you what, I'll read out the next comment and you can look it up on the interwebs.
Right, aye.
Graham, hello. How you doing, Mac? Good to see you. Evening Pop Pickers from windy Vegas. Love Still Crazy. Yeah, it's a great film. Tequila Mockingbird. Yeah, that's the bit when he walks over the hill and they're standing at a pub where they're all kind of deciding whether or not they want to reform the band. And this guy walks over the hill with one of these huge, remember the huge ghetto blasters, mate? You know, the great big ones that they used to see, some guy. And he's walking down the hill and the music's blaring out. And one of the guys looks up and he goes, Tequila Mockingbird. It's a message from the gods of rock and roll and then the reform. And that's brilliant. You can probably tell I like that film. I love it. And then Graham goes on to mention about some Purple and Burn and says it's almost as good as Burn, but not, what's that? Still Crazy. Tequila Mocha. I don't know what he's talking about. Never mind. Move on, Scott. Sorry, Mac. This is funny. Look at this one. This is really funny. Prince Charles was apparently a big fan of 3 Degrees and allegedly gave his 3 ounces of love to Sheila Ferguson. Oh, dear.
Read the end before you start the thing.
I had read that one.
All right, okay.
That's okay. Pete's been saying he's been learning Tommy. Very, because you're in a band, Pete, aren't you? You need to tell us more about that sometime. Boots is on without giving anyone abuse. No abuse in this one. Saw him supporting.
He's giving me abuse, mate.
You getting back chat, are you?
Yeah.
Love the Who, but Roger Daltrey puts me off. He is a total knob and a Brexiteer. No politics in the show, but I agree. Pete's saying, not enough people twiddling now. Yes, there is, Pete. There are millions of bands out there twiddling. And some of there's so many good bands. You just got to look for them. There's more prog bands now than there's ever been. The prog scene is huge, and it's full of. I mean, I was listening to what they called Animals as leaders.
Yeah.
Oh man, Animals as leaders.
Also, Also, there's a Aussie guy called Pliny. Who's, I don't know how he plays guitar. It's amazing. This band is talking about iconic. They've got Nathan James. That's the big singer.
Ah, right. Okay.
The big guy with the blonde hair.
Yes.
Michael Sweet from Striper and something else. Joel Hoekstra from Whitesnake. Marco Mendoza.
Right.
Tommy Aldridge.
Well, that's quite a lineup, mate. That's quite a lineup.
It's Frontier Records. They always seem to be putting groups together and
super good.
Make a record. Yeah, it's all right. Yes. Sounds sort of Whitesnake-ish.
Oh well, he's got
that sort of voice. Yeah, he's got that voice.
Apparently, he's got a bit of your man's ego about him.
Oh yeah, who's?
But he's a fabulous singer, but he's got a bit of an ego, and I heard some, I won't say who, but somebody in the industry actually said to me that if he didn't have the ego, they reckoned he'd be huge. That guy, the singer.
Wow.
But his ego's held him back. This is Animals as leaders. If you're into like technical, really technical prog, these guys, I mean, they play 8-string guitars. They have they're multiple instrumentalists. They're just off the scale good, but it's an acquired taste because they're technically very, very complex. But yeah, that have a look at that, Pete, if you're looking for that type of stuff.
No, they're good. I've heard them. They're on Rock Beato this week.
Well, they're on there, were they? I remember seeing the guitarist on once before. Yeah, he's very technical, capable, brilliant thinking guy. Morning from Tasmania. Who are you? Who's that from Tasmania, mate? We need to say hello.
Jesus, mate, you're up early. Tasmania, it might be still dark there in Tasmania by now.
Oh, very good. Tuning in the wee early hours of the morning. We appreciate that. Nice to see you on. So, and Pete's saying he probably wouldn't like them to be too twiddly. It's heavy twiddly. It's almost like is it digent? They call it degent. You know, it's almost like degent. Yeah, it's almost like shoegaze, but with an
Just say
incredible amount of...
all you can say is have a listen. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Oh, God. There you go. I can't say anything else now. He's buggered it up. Right, fine. Have a listen to them, Pete. They're cool. Right. Let's go back a step. The Apollo occasionally had these fights, these boxing fights, and you see it, when was it? 85. Now, my grandfather was a big boxing man, and he ran a club in the Gorbals for 25 years. Boxing club.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I always think of Blackadder when I hear the Gorbals.
Oh, God. What is it? Tell me. I don't know. I've seen some Blackadder. I can't remember it.
There's a scene where Queen Victoria, it's in the sort of Blackadder Christmas special, and Queen Victoria and Prince Albert visit Blackadder in his shop, and Blackadder says, "Oh, that's a funny." He says something like, "Oh, that's a funny accent." He goes, "Yes, I'm from," I don't know, something a bit of Scottish, and then he goes, "The Gorbals, a lovely couple. Met them many times." Yeah.
All right, okay,
So,
okay.
Gorbals,
You had to see it clearly.
What? Are you criticising my delivery here?
I'm not. No, your delivery. You've got a certain talent. You got
It's
a
just my
certain talent.
material. It's
Yeah,
just, I'm not using it at the moment.
What was it? 3 ounces? Was it 3 ounces of material? Was that the name of the band? Anyway, so sorry, mayhem. Anyway, this boxing malarkey. You can't even play a bit of boxing. Right. So we need to. That's my fault. I didn't know you could get blocked for that. The people should be able to come on in a minute. They're only blocked. They haven't blocked the stream. They've only put off the fact we're showing that video. So
the sound. They usually just block the sound.
I know that's quite weird. It's just
Well, there's Doug. Doug's
there. Yeah, so folk are obviously getting back in. 20 odd people got kicked out there, I noticed. So I hope you all find your way back in again. But it must have been amazing watching a fight like that at the Apollo, and I can't imagine they had it without alcohol, mate.
I was actually just thinking that last night.
You know, because it's part of the culture, isn't it?
Well, it started at 2. Yeah, here we go.
People are coming back in again. I can see the numbers going back up.
Was that the Hearns-Hagler fight? And don't forget, UK was at least 4 hours behind. We had been at the pub, then smuggled our can, just can, just a can or cans of export into the Apollo, and the fight was arranged. It was at 2 in the morning. That was Raymond.
Right. So
yeah. Well, that would have been.
That would have been mad.
That would have been mad. But yeah. So I don't want to, spoil the fight, but Hagler won.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, Hagler won it.
But it really does. I would love to have seen a video of the Apollo before watching it, because I bet the atmosphere would have been mental. 2 or 3 in the morning after spending the night in the pub and then going to the Apollo to watch a fight.
I was surprised. There would have been fights in the audience.
Oh, I would imagine it would have been completely mental.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought I'm slightly regretting the show. I'm regretting the show that a wee bit now because folk have got kicked out. I hope folk can get back in. Yeah. And here's our Tasmanian friend.
The whole place was open. Stalls and everything. Right.
Tom McLaughlin, welcome to the show.
What's the Taswegian saying?
This is the Taswegian. He's originally from Paisley. Been there for 33 years. Been there longer than you, mate. His first concert was Iron Maiden. Not a bad start there, Tom. And welcome to the show, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in at this time of the morning. I know it's really early. I thought the funniest comment there was from Ricky when he said 2 ex-Apollo bouncers would have been a better match.
I don't know. There's Bon Scott says 3,000 shadow boxers. Yeah, everyone's just sitting in their seat going, "Come on, get him! Jab, mate, jab!" Oh,
unbelievable. So
that'd be great.
Yeah, it would have been.
Raymond said he had to go to work the next day.
Oh, wow. God, Raymond. Andy, are you covering your mic? It's gone a bit wobbly, mate.
No.
It's gone quite quiet. It was okay earlier. It's gone quite quiet. Anyway, it's okay. Okay, so that was this week. I mean, what a week. There's a few other things I just wanted to mention, because the other thing that I threatened to do this once before. This was an important week for Scotland and for music. back in the day. This is the week, believe it or not, mate. This is when the Jacobite and the government armies met at the Battle of Culloden this week.
All right, where Culloden?
Yeah, 1746.
Who did the pre-fight
It was
game?
the support act, yeah. But I mean, it's amazing, and folks still talk about it, which is incredible. And then the other one that was, I mean, this was, I guess that I'm putting this on because I heard Billy Connolly talking about it, but it was when the Royal Yacht Britannica was launched from Clyde Bank. Britannia. I always say Britannica, idiot. Anyway, and one of my heroes, and possibly one of your relatives, there's a wee guy from Dunbar called John Muir.
Oh, he was one of mine.
Mega famous in America, almost unheard of in Scotland.
He's very famous in America.
Yeah, and he basically invented national parks. He was a climber, a writer, explorer. He was an incredible guy. And then this week in music, there's a couple of things that were quite funny, Andy. There was one guy in 1964. It was the president of the National Federation of Hairdressers offered to give a free haircut to the band that got to number one. And he said he thought that the Rolling Stones were the worst band in terms of haircuts, and it looked as if one of them's got a feather duster on his head. And then in music, other things in music, I mean, this is quite an important week, really, I guess if you're a rock fan, but Deep Purple had their second number one with Machine Head, which, wow, I just love that album. I just love it to bits. And then something I didn't know, and I'm sure some of the smarty pants out there knew this, but Chris Squire and Alan White of Yes were rehearsing with Jimmy Page and Robert Plant.
Wow.
Bit mysterious. Nothing happened. Nothing came of it. But then Yes, very soon after that, brought out an album that I love, that a lot of Yes fans don't like, but 90125 came out.
Brilliant.
There's a great album, man. Good then finally, and I had to mention this, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the inductees were Public Enemy, who are, I'm not that keen on Public Enemy. It's the sort of hip hop thing I'm not that sure about. But there was Grandmaster Flash, which I would love to have seen. And then another group I nearly saw and did just miss them was Run DMC were inducted this week in history. As were the Beastie Boys.
Oh, sorry.
And then, of course, the greatest band that's ever been, Rush, were also inducted by the amazing Foo Fighters. And if you've never seen the Rush induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, have a look at it on the YouTubes because it's absolutely brilliant. And then we had Albert King, great blues guy, Donna Summer, who, if you like that sort of stuff. And then the great singer-songwriter Randy Newman was also inducted this week in history. So it's quite a week for music, really. Quite a week for music.
Good week.
A good week.
And everyone's saying that, not everyone, but Boots and Raymond are saying it's about Culloden. 1406. 4-6. We lost badly. Quite precise time to go to battle at 14 minutes to 6.
It's such a complex. It's not Scotland against England. It was Scotland against Scotland. There was more Scots on the English side. It wasn't really the English side than they were on the Scottish side, and it was all very complicated.
But, Bon Scott says the Corries supported. Sitting there going,
I love it, Tommy. That's brilliant.
We can write a song about this.
Yeah. But nonetheless, I mean, there was a ridiculous situation where they were almost going to build houses on that site recently, which would just have been classic behaviour. But fortunately, they didn't do it. So, Raymond saw Grandmaster Flash in Edinburgh at the height of their popularity. Brilliant. I really would like to have seen them. Some amazing vibes from that bunch of very good musicians. Absolutely fantastic. And Pete's saying Charlie dressed as a woman and fled. Yeah. And then cannons hurt.
Cannons do hurt.
They do hurt. Not very nice at all. But so yeah, I hope you like that wee bit of I want to do it every week. Really, just a very brief thing because I was thinking about it the other day. We mentioned it once before, ages ago, that we'd start doing it. We never did it, but I think we did it once before. But I was just thinking.
I don't remember it.
Oh, I think we did. I think we did. I might be talking about another show. I don't know. I might be talking nonsense. Who cares? But the I'm hoping everybody's come back on again. I'm still seeing a drop in the number. I don't know if it's if folk, well, they can't tell me, can they? But if you're not listening to this, try YouTube. But no, I just like it was funny because I'd been watching. I don't know if you've seen it yet, Andy, but Dave Lee Roth has said he's interested in doing a Van Halen tour.
Oh mate, no.
What is he doing?
I did see a bit that it was Joe Satriani would maybe play guitar with him.
Oh,
And I was
it
like,
doesn't matter. I mean, it's just a
no,
load of
mate.
nonsense, man.
No, just give it up, Dave.
Stop it, Dave. You know, I mean, he's a guy, right?
You don't need the money.
No,
Relax.
it's
Relax.
just
let it
stupid.
be.
Yeah, and I mean, the funny thing is, you know that wee song he did. I think it was at Christmas, the sort of jazzy, bluesy song he did.
Yeah,
that was actually very good. I thought he did a cracking job of that. And I mean, he can't sing rock music. I mean, he was never. Some would argue he could never sing rock music, but he was a terrific frontman. And he's just stop, you know.
Well, you should find his voice, and not find his voice from 45 years ago.
Absolutely. And I mean, the other one that came up this week, and I posted it on the site, John Bon Jovi. Oh dear. I mean, have you heard that latest tour?
I don't want to hear it.
I wish I hadn't heard it.
I saw everyone complaining, so I didn't want to listen to it.
I wish I hadn't listened to it because I
can guess it's pretty bad.
It's so bad that it's his voice, Andy, but also his timing and his delivery has all gone to shit. I mean, I don't know if when he had it when he was a kid, when we saw him at the Apollo, but yeah, very sad. Very sad, and I don't like it. I just don't like it, and it's why I don't go to a lot of the old bands now, because I don't want to see them struggling, and I don't want them to remember them like that. Because I mean, I remember going to see Bloody Fish. Jesus wept. Although he's found his voice, he's sorted it in a sense.
Well, he had 2 years off.
He did, and he's kind of got a voice back, and he's taken it down an octave or two, and he's now delivering it. I mean, that last when I think you saw some of it, that was a good gig, but.
Yeah.
When I saw in Glasgow at the ABC, my God, it was terrible. So yeah, I don't like it.
If you're a singer, you can have bad days and bad
days.
I
know.
Bad days and good days,
but you can have bad years, and you have a bad year, you should probably give up. But hey, I've never been a singer in a band, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But
it's tough, mate.
It's tough.
It's not tough, but it's
it's not easy. Anyway, let's go and do some stuff that we do most weeks.
Right.
So this week on the socials, how's it been this week?
On the socials? On the socials, we had
on the socials. That's quite good.
On the socials, on the socials, we had 7,519 active members as of yesterday. 33 posts. I think that's gone up now. 654 comments and 2,800 reactions. And we've now got 11,000. Probably 270, I think, members. So that'd be like maybe 30 new members this week. That was very good. And I was talking to Derek last night about stuff, and he said, "Oh, how many?" Because I was going, he goes, "How many people do you think joined last year?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I could get the figures, but I worked out the Facebook thing. It was just over. It was like 1,020 or something in the last year, and we had 1 million something views, 1,700,000 views of the page.
Bloody hell!
That's pretty cool.
Amazing. That's incredible, isn't it?
It's pretty cool. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
Very good indeed. So that's the socials, and yeah, there's been some fun and there's been some not so fun.
Yes.
Yeah. That's just people for you.
It's folk. It's interesting though, isn't it? The bigger the group gets, the more frequently we're getting these little pieces of nonsense. Which,
Skirmishes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not the people that are tuning into this that are doing it, but there are some people that really, I mean, get a grip. Does it really matter that Ritchie Blackmore was any better than Yngwie Malmsteen, or if Steve Marriott was a better singer than Joan Armatrading? It really doesn't matter when you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s. Does it really matter? But hey ho, folk love music and they like talking about it, and it's part of the reason they come onto the show and they tune in. So it is a wee bit weird sometimes. And the politics stuff, just laugh at yourself, for God's sake. It doesn't matter what politics you have to laugh.
You don't need to post it.
We do delete quite a lot of political stuff. One or two people have got a tendency, and they're about to be banned. So if you keep doing it, you're just going to get banned, because it's not why we're here. So
also, if you feel like the need to post a video of your favourite band, don't bother.
Yeah. Do it on their website. That's where it should be, because it's unless it's from the Apollo, don't do it, because
unless it's from the Apollo or
I mean, there are times.
There's this thing called YouTube, right?
Yeah,
and you can go there. I think you can type in stuff and you can find out. Yeah, you can find out.
See, you're clever. You're clever.
Find out anything, any music, anything you like. Usually, yeah.
So,
and everyone in the world has access to that.
The YouTubes, yes.
Yeah.
Tom here from Tasmania is saying all the great bands are getting on now. Certainly from back in the 70s and the 80s, they are. Yeah. My next gig is Rose Tattoo in Tassie next month. I tell you what, Wee Angry can still sing. He hasn't lost his voice. My God, brilliant. I saw him just before lockdown and they were outstandingly good. And they've got Mark Evans on bass as well. So, bit of AC/DC there as well. So, which makes a certain amount of sense.
Well, when I saw them, is that 2019? Yeah, just before the 2019, they had Jimmy Barnes as drummer. Jimmy Barnes'
son. That's right.
He's the drummer. You don't know Jimmy Barnes. He's a
fantastic
member of a band called Cold Chisel, who would have probably knocked it out of the park at the Apollo.
You imagine, I wonder what Cold Chisel would have been like at the Apollo.
It would have been nuts.
I think it might have been quite good.
If they got to be famous, but they were.
Yeah, they never made it at all.
Well known in the UK.
Why didn't they make it in the UK? Cold Chisel.
Too shouty, mate. They're too.
You think it's his vocal?
I think he's no. He's. I think they're. It's a different attitude. There's a pub. It was pub rock in Australia all the time then. So,
but it's one of these guys. I mean, it's a bit like he's one of these bands that the Angels as well. They never made it in the UK, and
they're a great band, a
terrific band. And yet they just didn't make it. And it's funny because I reckon, particularly Cold Chisel, because they weren't a heavy rock band, but a wee bit.
They were all over the place.
They're quite a soul based a lot of their music, and I mean the Angels are a rock band, but they're great. They're absolutely brilliant, and you think, God, why are they not big in the UK? But hey,
the Angels should have been.
Well, they could have been a global band. I think Cold Chisel could have been as well, to be honest. Anyway.
Maybe Pete says the market was probably saturated. Maybe, yeah.
Could be right. No, you could be right, and it's probably why a lot of the prog bands didn't make it either until today. But anyway, yeah, interesting. Here's
that's right. Jimmy is a very proud Scottish man.
Andy and I have both. We read them at the same time. We read the various biographies, and they're very good, aren't they? They're really good books. And
working class man.
Fantastic. And I remember I've seen Jimmy Barnes loads of times. I mean, I saw him 3 times in Manchester. I saw him supporting ZZ Top, the last ever ZZ Top gig in the UK at Wembley. And he came on, and because he's used to playing in arenas and stadiums even, my God, he's just, he knows how to do a crowd, and he's a Scotsman, and he's got a hell of a voice.
He's very shouty.
He's a good singer though, man. He's a good. Who was that duet he did? He did that. Who was the duet with
John Farnham?
Aye, John Farr. He's another great singer who never really got famous here either, did he? He's mega in
No,
Australia.
he just had one massive
Aye,
song.
The Voice. Aye,
Yeah.
It's a good song.
I just is that The Angels with Doc was fantastic. Yes. Yeah.
I don't understand that. What's that?
Oh, Doc Neeson was the singer in The Angels.
Oh, the original one, was it? Or
Yeah.
right, okay.
From Northern Ireland, actually.
All right, okay.
Neeson.
Right. So, I'm going to play some music. We've been on now for an hour, so I think it's time I had some music. Now, this is really going to please a couple of people that are tuned in today. One of the guys, I mean, Andy Love.
Cover your ears there.
If you're not into music, or you're a punk, you're not going to like this. But one of the guys who...
See that thing you said at the start? Was that you at the start? That said,
it was me, mate. It was me.
Good evening, music fans and punks.
Yes, below the belt. I know I've been having daily arguments with mate Billy here, who's a big punk fan. Anyway, but I'm getting educated in punk. I'm just not convinced. Anyway, Ronnie James Dio. Now, we talked about him earlier because he Boots is saying good night. Come on, Boots. This is good, actually, Boots. You should listen to this because this is a recording that was posted on Rescued Recordings this week. Now, I'd heard a recording of Dio at the Apollo once before, but not as good as this. And Jack and the guys posted it, so I thought, no, I'm having this. And we'll talk about it afterwards, but there's something about wee Ronnie's voice during this that I just love. And the other thing is there's some photographs, and we'll talk about that when we come back, that I've put onto the video for you guys that have never been seen before. Well, one of them has, but the rest of them hasn't been. Funny, weirdly enough, somebody sent me this saying they'd found it on the interwebs. And I don't know if it's the same guy, but we'll talk about it at the end of it. But we hope you enjoy this. This is Ronnie doing what Ronnie did best, and two absolutely classic rock and roll tracks from his own band and another wee band you might have heard of. Hope you enjoy this. This is Glasgow Apollo Live with me, Scott MacArthur, him, Andy Muir, and this is Ronnie James Dio giving it some loudy.
You've been down too long in the midnight sea. Oh, what's becoming of me? Yeah. Ride the tide. You can see his stripes, but you know he's clean. Oh, don't you see what I mean? Gotta get away. Holy diver. Yeah. Diamonds, lucky eyes of a captain of black and blue. Someday is coming for you. No. Wait for the morning. You can hide in the sun till you see the light. Oh, we will pray it's alright. Gotta get away. Get away. Between the velvet lies, there's a truth that's hard as steel, yeah. The vision never die. Life's a never-ending wheel, say. Holy dive, you're the star of the masquerade. No need to look so afraid. No. On the tiger, you can feel his heart. You know he's mean, sunlight can never see. Yeah! diver, you've been down too long in the middle of the sea. Oh, what's becoming of me? Yeah, yeah. Ride the tiger, you can see his stripes, but you know he's clean. Oh, don't you see what I mean? Gonna get away, get away, gonna get away. Holy diver, get out on the street. Holy diver, holy diver. There's a cat in the blue coming after you. Holy diver, well, holy diver. Yeah, all right. Get away, get away, get away. Holy diver! Woo, woo, woo. Billy Anderson! Billy! We should tell you that, of course, this is being recorded by Radio Clyde tonight. Believe me, you've done yourselves proud. Prove yourselves to be the best there is. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. From the Rainbow Days to Jimmy Bain and myself. Today, he's called The Man on the Silver Mountain. A road I can feel, and you can't stop me turning. On the sun, I knew I could run. You'll never stop me burning. Get down with fire, lift my spirit higher. Someone screaming my name, come and make me whole again. The Silver Mountain, yeah! The man on the Silver Mountain. On the day, I'll show you the way. And look, right beside you. The night, the dark and light. And I just see inside you. Get down with fire. Lift my spirit higher. Someone screaming my name. Come and make me all you can. Yeah. I'm the man. Give you my hand, my hand. Together we'll fly. Together, together we'll fly. Oh, just you and I, way up to the mountain.
And off he goes into another brilliant song. Not bad, eh?
Not bad. He's good. He's not a bad chanter. You're
love-
a chanter, Ronnie.
There was a roughness to his voice that he didn't often get in record there, wasn't there? At the top end, it was like, it was brilliant. I loved it. It was obviously very live. As Tom Russell said, you really hear the real voice there. What a voice. Even Boots said, obviously a huge talent. Even Louis a wee man. Yes. Boots probably didn't mean that as a compliment, but my God, what a guy. So I hope you enjoyed that. But really sorry about if you're watching this on replay and you got kicked out of the show and you're trying to watch it on replay. What a pain. I think we need to talk about Twitch, mate. I don't want to do it because it's the hassle of it, but I think we're going to have to move to Twitch because this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just a wee bit of video and they kick you, you know. And it's odd because some people have managed to stay in, others have got kicked out. It's inconsistent. It's just weird. This has been Glasgow Apollo Live and me, Scott MacArthur.
And me, Andy Muir.
And we hope you enjoyed the show. Next week, I'm just going to check something because there was somebody else just said something on the socials. Yeah, Max just saying he's gone back and he's just said, oh, that's the gods of Facebook again. Keep up the sterling work, lads. There you go. Well, we're trying our best, but sometimes things seem to conspire against us on the show. So now remember, we have our get-together coming up on the 17th of June. Not long now. Can't believe how soon it is. There's still 4 tickets left. No returns this week because the returns really drive me nuts. But it'd be great to see you there. Whether you're there for real or you're there virtually, I'm going to have to do something about the guys that are abroad so they can be part of it. So I don't know what to do yet, but if they've got the internet and it's connected to their television screens, you never know, which would be cool. How's the merch situation been this week, mate?
Very good. Very good. Yeah. I'll just let you know that if anyone is still around on the stream, I think it is. They just changed it, and it's still on. I think it's still on sale. I'll just check. Hold on. But yeah, it was very good. Thank you very much for.
It's been amazing.
For buying stuff.
Yeah,
it's great. It's really good, and I hope you like the designs.
Yeah, I mean, your designs are brilliant, but this is a venue that closed in 1985, and I think in one day we sold double figures in one day.
Yeah,
unbelievable. You know, so thank you very, very much.
If you're desperate for a t-shirt tonight, you've got 9 hours before it goes back to the full price.
They seem to be. I have to give them. Although we've had comments about the prices and particularly the post, I have to say they're pretty good at the sales, aren't they? They do them quite a lot.
Yeah, they do.
So if you don't have the cash or the inclination to buy a t-shirt tonight, I would just give it a couple of weeks probably, and it'll be back on. So there'll be a sale again because we don't control that. We can't control the when they put things on for sale and when they take off postage and stuff. So. Bear with us on that. And likewise, those of you have sent us cash via the coffee app to buy us a drink. Unbelievable number of people now have contributed there. So thank you very much. And only one Pillock has commented on that. So, but he's no longer part of the group. But thank you very much. It really does help.
Yeah. Is he not? Is that?
There was another post he did. I just thought, no, I can't be doing with this guy. You know.
Yeah.
So, ta-ta.
I mean, it's
I mean, for God's sake, you know. But no, we really appreciate it. And Ko-fi.com is brilliant. If you want to I think it's £3 you can send us, or a multiple of. You can send us whatever you like. But it's £3 is the suggested amount, and that just really helps us. It pays for what you're looking at just now. It pays for that stuff, so it's really, really, really appreciated. And then finally, Oh, sorry, mate.
Whatever we make on the t-shirts just goes straight back into.
Oh, I mean, there's no
saving the server.
Yeah.
The hosting.
Yes.
It's pretty expensive. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but it's
I know setting up and all that,
yeah, but
graphics.
I think it's made it so we can continue doing it, and it makes sense. That's the link for the Ko-fi thing. It's just ko-fi.com/Glasgow Polo Live. What's a treat?
Or glasgowpolo.com/coffee.
Oh, have you done that now as well? Have you? Oh,
yeah.
Pete's asking why don't we get a sponsor? Now, Pete, we had sponsors before, right? On the website, and we used to have quite a lot of sponsors, didn't we? We got quite a lot of folk coming to us and offering us everything from. Some of them were really nice, like it was DVDs cheap for folk to buy, and we had I've forgotten his name, Andy. The book. There was a book about who was it again? Was it John Martin? Yeah. They came to us and we offered that. We're actually open to it, Pete. But what I don't want to do, and Andy doesn't either, I don't want this to become a big deal. This is for the fans, by the fans. And if somebody wanted to sponsor a particular show or the night out on the 17th, absolutely we'd be open to that. But we've not tried, if I'm honest. We used to do it. It was easy. When we asked folk, for sponsorship, it was dead easy, but we haven't asked. I just have hi, it's Glasgow Polo Live here, sponsored by banana, whatever, I'm just not sure about it. Pete saying I could be your manager. Yeah. Well, as long as you're cheap, as in free, Pete, talk to us. But it's one of these things that, we've had a few offers as well for other things. There's even been one guy recently, Andy, I've met him just in the last few weeks. He runs a radio station and he thought it'd be quite a good radio show on a radio station that they've got. And I mean, that's all fine, but busy lives and all of that, it might not be possible to do that, but you never know. Some things might change. There are a few things happening in the background that if you join us on the Zoom call, you'll know about, which might make some a bit more visible for us in the media. I have sent in a few things to things like Radio Scotland, and I've sent a couple of things to the Daily Record. But you know what? We don't have any problem getting into media. That's not a problem we have. A lot of folk do have problems with that. But if you've mentioned the Glasgow Apollo, you're in the media in Scotland in 2 seconds flat. It's brilliant. Still carries a fair amount of weight. And even this week, I noticed there was a Fleetwood Mac thing, wasn't there, Andy? I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, and it's in the papers again, back in the 1970s when we played at the Glasgow Apollo. So yeah, it still gets a mention, but I think is absolutely magic. So anyway, if you have never joined us on Zoom, come across www.glasgowpolo.com/Zoom, or a couple of people like Doug said that's not working for them, Andy. So if you go to the top of the Facebook group and you see my post about tonight, I've put the alternative address on there as well. So click either one of those two links and that'll take you into the Zoom chat. We have a right royal laugh at that. I suspect with people getting kicked out tonight, it might not be as busy as it normally is, but it's been great, and we've had some new people joining us, which has been terrific. It all adds to the mayhem, and I can go on a wee bit and it can get a bit specialist, but nevertheless we really enjoy it. So I hope you'll come and join us over there.
Specialist, it does.
Yeah. Well, we do. Well, I know more about death metal now than I've ever thought I'd ever wanted to know. And I wish I could forget what I now know, because I don't want to know about it. But hey ho, it's great that folk are so enthusiastic and want to share their stories with us. So that's fine. So hope you enjoyed the show. Now next week, Andy, there won't be a show.
You're away, aren't you?
I'm at Bonfest next week. Now I know some of you are going. I think I've spotted about 10 people are going from Facebook. So if you're watching this and you're going to Bonfest next week, it's sold out. It's sold out officially this afternoon.
Cool.
5,000 AC/DC fans in a marquee in Kerrymuir with lots of beer. Nothing can go wrong.
What could go wrong?
It's going to be a great again. This will be my 4th one. I absolutely love it. John was on the show, if you remember, just 2 or 3 weeks ago. And what I might do is I might actually put the replay of the John conversation on next Friday, because it seems to be, there's a symmetry in that, isn't there? So I think we'll probably do that. But I'll be in a muddy field next week. If you are coming to Bonfest, drop me a DM on Facebook or anybody else on the socials. And if you fancy meeting for a pint, that would be amazing. And if I can get my finger out, I'm going to buy one of the T-shirts. But I'll probably, I've got a instantly forgettable face, but you'll probably hear me talking as normal somewhere in the corner with my brother, and he's even worse than me. So, yes.
They have quite a similar stylistic look.
Yes, that's inherited from wee Les, our fairer. So, so
yes, there is a familiar,
behave. Yeah, but there are also
well.
significant differences.
Oh yeah. He's
But so anyway, we'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll be on next week, but it'll be a replay. I will, of course. I'll sneakily look at my phone at this point. Now, what night is it? Friday night. I can't remember who's the headliner on the Friday night. It's Massive Wagons on the Saturday night, which is fantastic. I'm really looking forward to seeing them again. What are you laughing at? You're laughing at me again. What have I done? He just laughs at me. He needs a coffee. He didn't sleep last night, incidentally.
I'm not laughing at you.
But anyway, apologise for the bloody nonsense with Facebooks again. I suspect Twitch, here we come. Good night, everybody. Good night, mate. See you on Zoom.
Good night, sir.